Hi, and welcome to this week's video blog on Some Assembly Required. I'm Sarah Hammerker, and I'm glad you joined me. Today I want to talk about how to prepare kids for a natural disaster. With Hurricane Florence roaring up the coastline, I'm in Northern Virginia. People are starting to get a little antsy even up here outside of Washington, D.C. I thought it would be a good time to talk about some of the steps that we can take, whether it's now, whether it's later. We all face natural disasters at some point. There's tornadoes in the Midwest, there's mudslides and wildfires in the western part, there's flooding, there is severe thunderstorms. There's always time when nature decides to be a little bit more exciting than we want her to be. And having a plan and talking to your kids about how to prepare when those things happen is important. So I have I have 6 simple ways that we as parents can help our kids to prepare for a natural disaster. The first one is tell them only what they need to know. Sometimes we over-explain things, especially to young children, and it can really scare them. So answer their questions when they ask them with as little information as is appropriate for their age. Now, teenagers can have more information, and you just kind of have to know your kid, but be careful of over-explaining to the very young about what's going on. Second, involve them in the preparations. If you think you might be in an area that may need to be evacuated, help them pack their own go bags. Have them have everything kind of set and have them help you pack yours too. Getting them involved in that gives them something to do besides worry and misinterpret things. 3, review the family emergency plans. What are you going to do in a case of emergency? What if you're here and you have to evacuate, you and the kids, and your husband's at work, or vice versa? So review where you meet up. Make sure that you have a plan and the kids know it. For example, every once in a while we review a plan. What if we all have to get out of the house quickly? Where are we going to meet? We have a designated spot where we're all to meet if we have to exit the house, and we may not exit the house together depending on what the emergency is. 4, show them where you keep your supplies. They ought to know where your extra water is. They ought to know where your flashlights are. They ought to know where your batteries are, where your extra radio. Where are they to go in the house to get those things? They should know where those are. And number 5, remind them that God is in control. These things are scary. High winds are scary. But God is in control, and when you remind them that the creator of the universe is holding us in his hands, things don't have to be as scary. And 6, stay calm yourself. It can be very easy to get caught up in the hysteria of a natural disaster, especially hurricanes bearing down on you. What are we going to do? And especially in light of the fact that many times the news media is not necessarily our friends in the way that they kind of get overexcited about things. I will say that my husband and I have personal experience with a natural disaster. In 2003, Hurricane Isabel, September 2003, almost exactly this time of the year, dumped a huge tree, uprooted a huge tree in our yard and practically cut our house in half. God was gracious and we were fine. Our cats were fine. Our nearly 1-year-old daughter was fine. We just lost some stuff, and it was scary because we were in the house when the tree hit. But we did have a plan. Before cell phones were as prevalent as today, we did have a cell phone, but we didn't have any numbers programmed in it. So make sure those kind of things are done ahead of time and your cell phones are charged and things like that. Wherever you live, chances are you will encounter a natural disaster. A wildfire, a mudslide, a hurricane, tornadoes, flooding, even just really bad thunderstorms can knock power out, can disrupt our lives. The more we prepare and help our children prepare, the better off we'll be. Thank you for joining me for this week's video blog on Some Assembly Required. I hope you have a safe and happy weekend. Thank you.